When I hear the name Danny Meyer, my mind goes to revolutionary, innovative, and a visionary. He has the ability to make people feel welcomed and loved and appreciated when dining at any of his establishments.
When I hear the name Danny Meyer, I think success, I think quality, I think consistency, and I just think of someone who's driven, who sets a standard that anyone who wants to be a restaurateur or work in the food and beverage industry should look up to.
When I think of Danny Meyer, I think of one of the most genuine, thoughtful, and compassionate leaders in the hospitality industry, and he's really paved the way for a whole new generation of hospitality professionals who put their people first, who really show people what hospitality is, how magical the guest experience can really be.
When I think of Danny Meyer, I think of somebody who defined a new tier of professionalism and class of restaurateur. Danny showed that you don't need to be a chef in order to understand cuisine, culture, and to build a world-class restaurant. He proved that hospitality is more than just a feeling, it's actually a viable business strategy. And his ability to focus and prioritize people as the key ingredient in a restaurant business model is really what makes him stand out in our industry.
I've learned so much from following Mr. Meyer, but most importantly, that we are selling happiness. And I think about that every time that I am interacting with guests and planning their events. And I just, really remember that we are helping them create long-lasting memories.
I was fortunate enough, once I graduated the School of Hospitality Administration, to work for the Hillstone Restaurant Group, which has a restaurant right on Park Avenue and 27th, stone's throw from 11 Madison Park. And I remember we used to have the cookbook, 11 Madison Park, with all the great photos and recipes. And I would stand in Expo for hours, just flipping through and looking at everything that I could. And I used to walk by the restaurant as well and take a peek in and see what was going on.
I've recently listened to Guy Raz's interview with Danny, just regarding kind of the state of the industry with everything that's been going on this year. And honestly, listening to him and the way that he's hopeful even after such a tough year really gives a lot of light to those of us in operations.
What makes Danny Meyer the powerhouse restaurateur of our generation? It's his unmatched, amazing ability to consistently develop and create novel and successful restaurant enterprises, one after another. His concept of Enlightened hospitality, which prioritizes employees and has driven and shaped the Union Square Hospitality Group's evolution from a single restaurant to a multifaceted hospitality empire. And his unique and innovative philosophy that exceptional food is actually secondary to creating a positive, uplifting human experience.
Danny Meyer has an infectious attitude towards hospitality that is very inspiring to me. I admire his dedication to food and beverage and hope to have the impact on my community in Egypt that he has had on the industry in New York.
Danny Meyer is an inspirational role model that has shown people who have passion about this restaurant business, such as me, of how to think out of the box and how to create new ways to improve the restaurant business.
Danny Meyer proved to us that restaurants are the cornerstones of their communities. He proved to all the dreaming hospitality students like myself that restaurants can be well run, that hospitality establishments can be profitable businesses that people want to go to and that people should want to work at.
I believe that Danny Meyer is largely responsible for setting that standard of hospitality in restaurants today. Not to mention the current standard for company culture within the restaurant industry. The idea that hospitality extends beyond the guest is so ingrained in me now, but probably would not have been were it not for his accomplishments. So what does Danny Meyer mean to me? The kids would say, #goals.
And it was during the first ever restaurant week when the Democratic Convention came to New York City and we decided to celebrate, and what a wild week it was. And that set off restaurant weeks all over the world. You were at the time on the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and I had just gotten on. I was working at the Rainbow Room. And then it was that day or that first couple days that I worked with you that I knew you were going to be my mentor and my friend. And I've since watched your amazing career and everything you've done with Union Square Hospitality and all the new projects you're working on.
The thing that I think has stuck really with me the most is ABCD, always be connecting dots. It's something I feel like has really informed my hospitality perspective and philosophy, not only at table touches and in a food service environment, but also just in daily interactions with people, really trying to listen to them, hear what's important to them, remember those little details, and constantly surprise and delight.
One thing that has resonated with me over the years in all the different types of businesses that I've been in is, especially as it starts to become so hard in hospitality to make a profit, and you're taking on investors who don't understand the business, and there's so much focus on the bottom line that sometimes we lose the soul of this industry. And going back to Danny's words and understanding the human element of hospitality, taking care of our people and taking care of our guests, creating that magic is so important. And I think beyond that, there's almost this reminder that it's okay to make mistakes.
One thing I think Danny Meyer has done particularly well in his vision and his leadership is that he has had an unparalleled focus on the quality of the guest experience. He knows that food's important in a restaurant, but he wants his guests to leave with a global feel that is memorable about their experience so that they come back and they love the experience.
If you were to ask any hospitality professional which restaurateur has made the greatest impact on our industry in the last half century, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that doesn't mention Danny Meyer's name. From opening fast casual and jazz and barbecue joints to neighborhood favorites and Michelin-starred wonders, making the industry rethink tipping structures, pioneering the vision for enlightened hospitality, and just being an all-around stand-up guy, Danny Meyer's pretty much done it all, and I'm sure that he still has some more tricks up his sleeve.
Congratulations on this amazing honor.
Thank you so much for, helping young professionals like myself in this industry.
Danny Meyer, thank you very much.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Danny, and congratulations on this award.
Congratulations on receiving this award.
Danny Meyer, congratulations on receiving the SHA Icon Award.